Welcome to the threesome, y'all. This is the podcast where the three of us try to talk about at least 3 topics each week. And by the three of us, I do mean our point person Star, who is also our optimistic realist.
Hello.
The center of our threesome, Magic, who is also our voice of reason.
I'm in this bitch. Let's go.
And bringing up the rear, as always, is me, Storm, and I identify as the pragmatic contrarian. So, Star, you were talking about people being in your life for a reason, a season, and a lifetime.
I have a friend who has been in a very tumultuous relationship for the past 4 to 5. These two, they've been together for right about 10 years.
The last 4, 5 was fucked up?
Yeah.
That's dedication, because
So maybe dysfunction is their get down, because that is for some people.
I don't think he realizes just how much dysfunction is a part of who he is. He almost kind of has to have it to feel alive. But that's just because his whole life has been dysfunctional, even from the point where he was a child and could do nothing about it. So it's just what he's used to, is what he knows. However, they're pretty much only in the relationship to hurt each other at this point.
Wow. That's very sad.
It's very, very sad, because when you figure you go 4 months out of the year and y'all good, and then maybe another 2 or 3 months and y'all just existing, and then the remainder months y'all are basically at each other's throat or separated, or it's just like, what is the point? So my whole thought was, we come across many people in our lives. Some people are there for a reason. They may only be there for a couple of days or a couple of weeks, and for whatever reason they're there, whether it be good or bad, usually those folks are there to help us in some sort of way, or teach us a lesson, or whatever the case may be. Then you have your lifetimers, those people that once you meet them, you go into the grave and you cool with them. You understand what I'm saying? Or you're friends with them, or you're married to them, whatever the case may be. And then you have those seasonal people tend to be really, really tricky, because depending on the extent of the relationship, even when the expiration date has been reached, a lot of times either one or both parties will fight like hell to keep that other person in their lives well past the point of it being healthy. A lot of people do that. I've done that once in my life. I've really learned to not ever do that again, because when you are going through that phase where you just really fighting tooth and nail to keep that person in your life, a lot of hurt comes about during that time. You're not serving yourself well. You're not serving the other person well. And it's going to be hurtful to walk away, but it's going to be hurtful either way it goes.
And those are hard for me, not relationship-wise, because when your girl is done, she just done. But with friendships, it's very hard for me because I'm a very loyal friend, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's hard for me to throw people away in that manner. Those relationships just are no longer viable, but I will fight tooth and nail to keep those friendships intact long after I probably should have just let them go. Or I've actually evolved to now where I'm like, well, it's okay if I need to take a break from people sometimes. Like emotionally for me, because I'm an empath. Yeah. So now they'll call and I'll look at the phone and keep it moving. Cause
like I can't even talk to you right now.
Yeah. Whereas before I would have answered the phone, talk to me, what's wrong? How can I help?
We all have either a friend or a couple of friends who sometimes they go through periods in their lives, maybe at the same time you're going through something in your life, and whatever they're going through is just really, really extremely heavy for you to deal with. Like, you love them, you want to help them through it, you want to be an outlet for them to vent or whatever. You want to be there for them. But sometimes their heaviness is too much for you. there's a difference between that person who is going through something and everything they shoveling your way is heavy for 2 weeks, 2 months, 6 months. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes maybe
Years.
even a year. When it goes past that, that is becomes a permanent state of their being. And that's who they are.
Exactly. And some people are just high maintenance. And sometimes I can't deal. Like it's taking every ounce of my energy to keep myself good. And I know you're calling because you need to suck energy from me. And I
Yeah, yeah.
can't do it.
This is what it feels like as a man listening to your woman vent
Wow.
every day. Or even worse, being the friend zone guy listening to a chick vent about the dude she fucking. It's
So
disgusting.
Hell.
you ain't even getting no ass for the benefit of listening to all the griping.
I'm changing the rules on chicks. If you in the friend zone and complaining about your man, you gotta do it naked or I'm not paying attention anymore.
Yeah.
So funny.
You think I'm
Okay.
joking though.
Noted.
I'm pretty sure you're not.
On topic, yeah, it is a thing of a reason, season, and lifetime.
Yes.
Yeah.
Being a loner and really don't like people too much, I think anybody I do deal with, there's definitely a reason. Even in every X is a lesson. Everything is something to be learned, and hopefully I'm teaching people something too. And I think with
Mhm.
seasons, sometimes they come and go. People are going to be there for a while, and then for whatever reasons, they get
Mhm.
sick of your shit. You get sick of their shit. They might disappear forever. They might be back for a few more seasons. But it's
Mhm.
the lifetime shit that's really cool, especially a Storm with no, we moved around a lot as kids. So
Yeah.
pre-internet, old friends was a valuable thing that was amazing.
Mhm.
It's cool to
Yeah.
have those things.
Also, I'm going to use my brother's ex wife as an example.
Women bashing, let's go.
No, hardly call her a woman, but that's a whole nother issue.
Oh
Damn.
wow.
Yeah, we don't get along.
Clearly.
One of the things that I saw was a red flag with her early on is that she wasn't close to anyone long term. I have friends from childhood. We may not talk every day or every week. We can go months, sometimes years without talking to each other. But I recognize them as my good friends.
Mhm.
She didn't have that. And I always found that odd. And she grew up in one place. How can you do that and not develop long term friendships?
I think it really just depends on the person. I have a relative, I'll say, who seems to be very social,
Mm-hmm.
but she really, really doesn't have any friends.
Mm.
To me, that's where the red flag is. Like some people are lonely.
Yeah, she's not a loner. She's one of those people that's trying to insert herself into all the little social situations.
Exactly.
And to do that and not have anyone, like, I have ride or dies. I can call them and be like, I need you. And they're like, okay, we about to ride out.
Yeah, I got you.
Just on the strength of I said I need you. She don't have that. I just find that weird.
Yeah, it kind of says something about who you are as a person. If you're kind of quiet and kind of an introvert,
Right.
then that's a whole nother
That's
thing.
me.
Yeah, that's a different thing.
This particular family member, I always found that to be quite odd. She tries to be.
Is this somebody that I
Is she
know?
likable?
Um, that's
That
debatable.
answered it.
Debatable as to whether I know them or whether they're likable.
I'm sitting up trying to think, do you know this person? I don't know.
Okay, so it's not the family member that I may or may not have tried to hook up in the past with a nice looking somebody at a party one time.
What? When did you do that?
Y'all know listeners be listening to these parts like, what the hell are they talking about?
Okay, you don't remember you had that party at old boy's house? The the
Oh
Captain
yeah, yeah,
Morgan.
yeah, 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 yeah.
And remember the
I got
little
you.
young cuties that I was trying to hook your relative up with, and
No,
there was no cooperation.
yeah, I got you.
Okay.
I was so busted that day. I don't remember a whole lot about that day at all.
Oh, I remember because
Yeah, you weren't busted.
also Little Tender was with me. Yeah.
What's with you and youngsters?
Yeah.
Who was Little Tender?
We'll talk later, along with photos, because I got pictures.
Oh,
Yeah.
my favorite at the party was Little Chocolate.
Oh, okay. No, I was talking about the little tenders from up the street. One of them in particular, the one with the nice dimples that I was trying to hook yo people up with.
I kind of half-ass remember that,
Yeah, I was
but
met with attitude, so I was like, well, fine, I'll talk to him. Hey, you know?
you talking about my cousin? Yeah,
Yes.
no, propane. She had her little boo thing she was stuck on back then, and she tried to
No.
act like she wasn't.
Mm.
But anyway,
See, I'm a giver.
All
you
I heard
clearly
was
tried to.
Chester.
Did he call me a Chester?
Yes.
I mean, you
That
make
real.
a lot of references to going after youngsters.
Okay,
I'm not saying it's Freudian, but it's consistent.
first of all, I did not go after that youngster. I was trying to hook
But
that youngster
yeah,
up with another youngster, and then that youngster came after me, and I was like, we
you had
tripping.
some excitement in your voice.
Well, I'm just saying he was cute. That's all. But it went no further than the flirtation. But anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what everybody at Epstein's Island said.
Oh Lord. Ugh. Ugh. Don't even compare me to that perv. But to piggyback on what you were saying, which will go into a little background on my topic, I have an ex that does not want to believe that I'm done with him.
Know that feeling?
This has been going on for what, 8, 9 years?
Might be more than that.
Yeah, long time is my point. And he'll call me every so often and try to get his little heat check in and do you miss me? And I'm like, no. One time he even said, if you don't want to be with me, then just say so. I'm like, I don't want to be with you. Well, all right. Well, that's all you had to say. Cool. Hang up. 5 months later, what you doing? Man, like, it's been years since I've seen you. How does it not sink in that I'm not there anymore? And then I was maybe 25 when we met each other.
Long, long time ago.
Yeah, a long, long time ago. Absolutely. A lifetime ago. You're talking to me like I'm still that 25-year-old kid.
He has not evolved.
And this is what he does. He'll change his phone number so that I don't recognize it,
Creepy.
which I don't normally answer calls that I don't recognize, but right now I'm in the middle of a job search, so it's kind of tricky. I kind of have to pick up the phone. So I picked up the phone the other day and instantly regretted it because who's on the other end? Oh boy, who I hadn't even talked to in over a year. And I thought, finally, cool, he's gotten the message that this is not about to happen. Calls me, same old shit. And at first I was angry, like, why? But now I'm just sad for him.
But are you sad enough to give him some?
Oh no, no,
See,
that
that's
ship
where
has
I was getting ready
sailed.
to go with it. What do you think, Magic?
I'd hate to be the bearer of bad news, but if we fucked you once, we think we can for the rest of our lives.
And that's what that is. That's an ass check. Yeah. Can I still get it? Let's try.
Yeah, male egotistical bullshit.
9 years worth of trying?
Can you
At
just
what
take the
point?
compliment that you broke him off well?
Well, no, because here's the thing. I get this a lot. People don't realize what they had until it's gone. So now it's like I'm trying to get you back because I realized what I had. But you're not getting that back, bruh. I would be a fool to do that again.
There's a lot of fools walking the face of the earth.
You
Yep.
are absolutely right. But it should be painfully clear by now that I am not one of them, right?
You could run with the you switched sides story.
What?
Listen,
Oh Lord.
we've even had a similar conversation to that. This was like 3 years ago. You should let me come over. No, why would I do that? Oh, you must be seeing somebody
Proximity.
else. No, I'm not seeing anybody else. Oh, well, you must be, or else you'd let me come over. And I'm like, okay, well, then you know what? Fine. Believe what you want to believe. I don't care. Whatever helps you sleep at night, fine. I'm fucking like 5 other people. How about that? In either case, the answer is no. So, I don't know.
Tell them you got a sex change.
I don't think that would deter him at this point.
Well, then you just got a stalker.
I'm irritated, but I pity him.
That's what he's hoping for.
Oh, well, no, my pity is not letting him slide back in there. No, no, none of that's happening. My pity is more like, that's kind of pathetic and you should really go do
Move
something else.
on.
Yeah, move on with your life.
Okay, let me just say it. So you think that's more about he's still hung up on you in some form or fashion in an emotional way? Or is that about the occasional in between, or maybe not even in between relationship ass check?
I think it's a little bit of both because
Okay.
one thing you need to understand is I knew his family before I even knew him.
It was
Mm,
destined.
No, apparently not. So even when he called me the other day and he's talking to me about stuff that's going on in his family,
mm,
I think there is some of that. I'm acquainted with the intimate details of the family dynamic, and he can talk to me about certain things that
mm-hmm.
he probably necessarily wouldn't want to discuss with just random people. So I think there's
Okay.
definitely some of that.
Okay.
I'm going to be real. Okay.
Please do.
Okay. Dude is well endowed, quite well
Mm-hmm.
endowed.
And not
Shout out to my
everybody can handle
peoples.
him. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Not everybody is built for that. I'm uniquely built for that situation, I'll say.
Very sexy.
So there's probably a lot of that as well.
Hmm.
But either
Um,
way, I could care less. When I said I was done, I meant that. I'm not one of those people that's like, well, I'm done. Oh, well, maybe
it's
just do a
pushing a
little.
decade. You could get an update.
I don't need an update. I really don't. He hasn't evolved at all.
Oh, that's annoying as fuck.
That's my point. You're talking to me like I'm the same person, and I'm not. But clearly you are. I need a grown man. I
Yeah,
don't
I
need
can't
that
do
little.
half my age silly. If you're my age
Yeah.
and act the same as my child, like no, you need to go be with
Yeah.
kids.
And that's what I'm saying. You're pushing 50 and you're still engaging in the same kind of dialogue that you engaged in your 20s. I can't with that. What am I supposed to do
Yeah.
with
No,
that?
that's understandable. That's part of the reason why I refuse to dip in some familiar waters ever again.
Ever.
I like how you said some.
Well, it's not that many, but I'm just saying there's some familiar waters that when you get that itch and it's just like, dang, I could call whoever, such and such. And it's just like, I don't want to. Part of the whole experience for me is mental too. So it's just like, I know that part is not going to get satisfied. So if I know that no evolution has been taking place and you still talking like we 25 years old and
Yes,
that's your whole conversation, and yeah, it's not even worth it at that point because I know you're just going to do nothing but piss me off, and so
right.
it's just like, ah, I can't. So
Men,
I get
stop
it.
talking your way out of pussy.
Yeah, I definitely had a guy who, yeah.
Well, I mean, more than stop talking your way out of it, grow the fuck up. I don't know who told men that it's cute.
I'm not putting that solely on men because I know a whole bunch of chicks that act the same way now that they did when we were in high school.
You know what? You're
Yeah,
quite right about that.
Some
yeah.
people just got stuck in an era. Peter Pan ass bitches.
And it's fine if you're stuck in that era, but
I'm a real boy.
what's not
Like
going to
a
happen is that I'm going to be stuck in it with you. Good
Kind
luck,
of off
Godspeed.
topic, but on. Do you think in most of the pursuit of a person, people are more into that part than actually having the person?
I think some
yes,
people
yes,
are. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
yeah,
that happens way too much. And then
yeah,
once you get them or they got you, it's just, oh, yeah, now what?
yeah.
I think a lot of times you're so focused on pursuit of the person that you fail to find out who that person actually is.
Yep,
And then when you get them, you realize that ain't really what you wanted
yep.
to begin with.
That happens for a lot of different reasons too. Some
Yes.
of it's ego.
And the beginning stages are always more fun than once everything settles in.
Well, also, people like to chase bright, shiny objects, and
Told you I don't do light skinned chicks.
nothing shines forever, is my point.
Hell, you say, present company.
Oh, well, yeah, you'll always shine.
Thank
Oh,
you.
brother.
Ah, he's so adorable.
Ah, that would go right into the next topic.
Okay.
Storm, buddy, old pal, old friend of mine.
Mm.
What do you feel are the fine print points of the smash the homie rule?
I don't know what the
Oh,
rule is.
brother.
Say if I fucked with Star before, you can't fuck with me.
Here's the thing with that. I'm different. Like, I will willingly try to hook my friends up with my exes because not all of my exes are trash. Let's just put that out there. I have exes that are really good guys, you know, stand up human beings, but we didn't work for whatever reason.
Okay, it happens.
I might look at one of my exes and be like, you know what? My homegirl and you would probably work out better. So I would totally try to make that happen. I always get pushback on those things because people think I do care about that and I don't. But there are people who do care about those things. And I fully recognize that. And so then there's decisions that have to be made.
So what you're saying is you don't subscribe to the smash the homie rule.
Not
Wait a
entire.
minute. Your definition of smash the homie is smashing someone your friend has messed with or
Yes.
been with already. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Okay. So,
I know if my boy fucked this particular chick, I'm not gonna fuck with her.
okay.
Okay.
To that end, let's say you and Star had a relationship or had relations in the past. A lot of that's going to depend on Star because if she tells me,
I'm mad you laughing, but anyway, go ahead.
no, I'm serious. If she tells me green light, then I'll be like, okay, green light. And then if she gets mad, she just got to be mad because she greenlit it. If she says red light, now I have a decision to make. On one hand, that's Star and she's my good friend. But on the other hand, sitting over there is magic.
Mm,
Like, how much do I value our friendship? And
damn.
is it there
Those
for a
moments
reason,
happen.
a season, or a lifetime?
Damn.
Good callback.
I don't think that there are, in my world, hard and fast rules
That's why I
regarding
was
that.
asking the intricacies.
Everybody ain't the same. If that's what you want to do it.
So if your homegirl ends up marrying your ex, you just find sitting at the wedding and they go, anybody got something to say?
I'd say there's maybe two of my exes that nah, I would not be at that wedding. But the rest of them, I'll be there. I'll give a toast. Hey, like good luck with that, homie. I don't feel like people belong to me in that way. That they're not allowed to be with someone else. I don't know how to explain that without sounding really new agey about it, but I don't think of it that way. That I dated you and therefore you're off limits to anybody I know from now till the end of time. Uh, that's
That's
kind of
very
weird,
adult of you. I'm gonna get
I
back to
guess.
you in a second. Star, how do you feel about it?
Long story short, if you're an associate, I don't really care. But if
Yeah,
you
fair game.
are one of my good friends, with the exception of maybe two guys, that it really wouldn't make a hill of beans to me about, or I wouldn't really have an appreciation for you developing a relationship or situationship with any of my exes. Now, I'm also not going to be the person who says, "Oh, I don't care," and really care. I did that once in my life when I was real young and got my feelings hurt. And I learned from that, it's just like be upfront and be honest.
Absolutely.
The two of you may not be in agreement on how it is that you feel, but at least you were upfront with how you feel.
Right.
I don't want to see that. I don't want to know about it. And as far as me, I'm too visual.
Uh,
I'm not smashing nobody that one of my friends have been with. First of all, my sense of loyalty is set up a little different in that way. No. Oh, and as far as anybody that I've been with, I'm not messing with none of their homeboys, and I know about it. My ex, one of his homeboys came to me years after we had separated. And even though he was on some slightly inebriated shit, he basically put the full court press on. Now I'm gonna say this. Had not that
Uninhibited.
not been his homeboy, it'd have been on the topic.
right.
Because even though I was all into my ex, I still had eyes. And I'm like, dang, he kind of fine. You understand what I'm saying? But
It happens.
it happens, but I would never
Okay.
mess with him.
This was your ex-husband's homie?
Yeah.
Okay.
What the fuck?
Also, I think that's a little bit different when it's your spouse.
But even if it had been one of my ex's homeboys, it's a difference between the little DJ that I dated for like a couple of months or whatever and one of his homies. It's like, I don't even give a fuck what that dude thinking. Ours wasn't that serious. So if it's one of his homeboys, unless it's like his best friend or something,
Right.
then it's like, okay, we didn't mean nothing to each other, whatever.
Right.
But anybody else that I've dealt with, I would never cross that line.
I don't know that I would knowingly do that either, but if I was hollering at somebody and found out that, oh yeah, we're talking and they're like, oh, well, that's the homie. I'm not going to stop talking to you because I found out that that's your homie. Not doing that.
Cause you're nasty.
Well, no, because I probably figured how close could y'all really be if I didn't know y'all were
Know
friends.
nothing about you.
Right.
And then how close were we if I didn't know nothing
if I
about
didn't
you?
know you were
Like,
friends. Right. So,
yeah.
yeah, but I mean, like, knowingly going at somebody that's close to somebody that I've dated, no, I wouldn't do that.
Any of my friends, exes, or smash partners, whatever you want to call them, I'm not doing that.
And see, I get that a lot, but good, solid, hardworking, good dudes weren't compatible with me for whatever reason. A lot of times, the reason has more to do with religion than anything else. Listen, I'm not going to church with you on football Sunday. I'm not doing it. Okay? If that's the girl you want, then that's the girl you should go and get. And if I happen to have a homegirl that fits that bill, then hey, why not? Because it's not going to be me.
Yeah, and I'm not going to be Match.com either. I mean, I'm not a hater, but here's always my thing, and maybe I just think way too much. I know one or two dudes that I talked to for a minute that even though we didn't work out, they're good dudes, but I'm having my friends giving, I invite you, and then you bring him. And this Negro has seen me naked. No. No. And I've seen him naked. No.
Oh, well. I was about to say something that was going to be taken out of context, so I'll shut up.
What? No, go ahead and say it.
I was going to say there's plenty of people that see me naked that I have not ever smashed. So,
Lucky
I
them.
don't even want to know how that came about.
well, I don't like clothes. I just don't. And
Like, you
They're
got a secret
overrated.
life on the pole that you ain't told nobody about? I mean,
no, I just,
She's just not using it to make money.
yeah, I've never liked clothes.
Silly.
yeah, I don't like clothes either, but if a bunch of motherfuckers don't see me naked, I need some dollars.
Oh,
That is a
well.
hustler.
Man.
Lucky for you, it's something to see. I'm surprised I'm not a millionaire from people trying to get me to put my clothes back on.
You
Has
are
anyone
silly.
ever said that to you?
No, but that doesn't mean anything. People are nice.
Okay, for those of us that live in reality.
Nakedness is nakedness.
Yeah. Ain't nobody mad.
And I know Magic hates it when I point this out, but a lot of my really good friends are guys,
I have no hatred for that.
many of which have seen me naked. But we have never done anything together. So if that was going to be my criteria, people just wouldn't be dating.
Get money.
If you were more my size, then they would have an appreciation.
First of all,
Wait, all right, people. My mind wanders too easily.
Okay, I quit.
Lord have
why
mercy.
you brought that up, and man, that girl crazy. Anyway, I'm sorry, Magic.
Yeah, so on topic. It's really as simple as this. It's a matter of how you felt about the person you were fucking with. Hoes, if somebody wants to fuck a hoe, I fucked out the crew. Hey, enjoy yourself. I'll give you a recommendation. I might even give you a cheat sheet on what she like. If it's somebody I actually like, man, don't play with me like that.
To me, it has to go farther than like. It has to be somebody that I envisioned myself with long term.
I'm comfortable with people fucking chicks I liked, but no, not if we cool like that.
Okay.
All right.
Good
So
thing I don't know
Storm.
any of your friends.
We haven't fucked. I lay no claims upon you.
It's not what I was talking about.
So,
but, okay.
There was a guest on the show. We're not going
Sure.
to say who.
Wow.
At some point, you were trying to hook me up with that person.
I was not trying to hook you up.
Stop lying.
I was trying to hook up an entanglement, a rendezvous.
Yeah, okay. That's what I said.
Which is different than hooking you up.
An entanglement.
Yes.
Okay.
Entanglement.
And then somewhere later on down the line where I was like, hey, she's kind of fly. You threatened to cut her.
No, I threatened to cut her because
Graduation is fun.
no, you completely missed the nuance of
You
that
sing the
conversation.
lowered expectations theme.
No. Yeah, there was nuance in that conversation. See, you have to understand, we've known each other for 30 years, so we can say things to each other without actually saying them.
I'd slice and dice you seems pretty straightforward.
Yes,
Damn.
but you missed what she said to me. That's what I'm saying.
It's documented. I could go back and listen.
Yeah, and you still won't get it because you aren't a part of our dynamic.
Yet.
See, what you need to understand is we can have an entire conversation in
Without
like
saying
a word.
much, yeah, I got friends like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Making sure you live up to your word.
Yeah. Now, I mean, and she understands what the rules are. I mean, if, y'all want to get together and work out some hostility or whatever, that's all well and
Extracurricular
good.
activities.
But if it goes any further than that, I have to cut her. And she was telling me that it was going to go farther than that. So yeah, I'd have to cut her.
Okay, one, it takes two people to determine how far things
Doesn't matter.
go. Two, that's awfully possessive of a person you have never been with.
That's not, it has nothing to do with have I been with. That's not the issue. I mean, I haven't been with Alonzo Mourning. If that bitch goes anywhere near him, I cut her.
I don't think you understand how this whole process of claiming people works.
No, I absolutely
Woo!
understand how it works. I absolutely understand how it works. And,
Have you ever met Alonzo Mourning?
not once in my natural black life.
Is he married?
No,
World.
he is
Okay.
divorced.
So, if he had a girlfriend, you would cut her based on the strength
No,
of
no, I
that's the
don't know.
man you wanted.
No, I don't know
No,
her.
she would cut the chick that she was gonna hook you up with.
Yeah,
I grasped
Cause
that
that's her
part.
girl.
yeah.
Cause that's her girl, and she knows
She
just how
knows.
deep.
She knows how I feel about Zoe. So yeah, it's a different
Okay,
situation.
that's fantasy. Reality. So, if I were to have an entanglement with her, wouldn't that put me off limits to you?
No.
Y'all trying to hold me. I get it. I see you.
Get out there and get my money.
Taking it out in trade.
No, no. Because again, the dynamics of the relationship that she and I have built over decades of friendship, we understand certain things about each other. I
You
mean,
should feel cheap.
no, I mean, like,
You should feel cheap.
I do. Treat me like a hussy. Kind of shit is this?
who's treating you like a
Just
hussy?
just slanging your love stick all over the country. Like,
Not all over
Ew.
the country, just all over the Commonwealth. I mean, I mean,
well,
limits.
the Commonwealth.
I'm gonna try to stay in
I
the
can get there.
DMV area.
Yeah. But yeah, like, yeah, it wouldn't, a physical relationship wouldn't bother me. Like, that's so, an emotional relationship, now I gotta cut that bitch. Because that's different.
I'm a kind of likable person, even more so after sex.
Sure. Which is what she was saying, which is why I told her I'd have to cut her. And you missed that, is what I'm saying. You missed that conversation.
Slice,
Perhaps.
ice, mince, puree.
Yeah. I mean, and she understands what it is. She understands, the dynamics of that. So, I mean, are we done here?
Yeah, cause
He's confused.
no, I'm not confused at all.
It will
I
do.
mean, he shouldn't be confused because I thought I was
No,
very
it's
specific
fucking
as to,
hilarious.
what the issue was.
Bamboozled.
I
Yeah, I'm
mean,
sure that makes sense to you. Maybe her. Huh? All right.
I mean,
Stop.
well,
You're
let
not
me
making
not.
sense.
No, I was gonna say, let me not say that, in a public forum, lest somebody can use it against me in a court of law. But why are you over there sniggling?
Did she just call you a sniggler?
Right.
That's what I
Right.
called her. Um,
Sibling.
yeah, a little sniglet over there. But
In Black History Month, really?
there are things that she and I trust each other with.
Apparently my penis, but not my affection. I get it. I said penis. Okay, dick, but whatever.
Your
Okay.
love.
Yes. Yes. I mean, yeah. Yeah. Like, I don't care. Physical.
So, if you like the show, tell a friend, tell a foe, tell a hoe. If you don't, tell everybody you know. It's the Threesome Podcast on the gram and the Threesome Pod on Twitter. Night, bitches.
Good
Not
night.
Good
y'all, but the bitches.
night.